fuck was that?
No, there you go. Muted myself. Rock and roll.
At least we can hear each other. At least now we know that we can hear each other. Let me know. Oh, you're recording already?
Yeah, it's been recording.
I've been looking at this fucking video.
I kind of I like the little thing I'm doing really.
Oh my
I think I'm gonna keep the streak going. I'm just gonna edit it's cool. I keep it.
Welcome back to Lidat podcast. As always,
I keep it.
Oh shit! Shot myself. Welcome back to Lidat podcast. As always, I am your host Sam. Feel free to call me Papi. Make sure to call me Papi. I'm joined today with the Mas Doodles Platinos.
Fuck up.
Jose Mas Doodles Platano Guerrero.
We do this shit on the fly. That's how real we are.
Oh, you putting everything together right now? Good job, man.
Yeah, man.
So to be the tech guy.
Doing
Doing while we're recording. Very professional of you.
This is how we do this shit, bro. We real. That's all we got. Realness.
Okay.
Realness. What water is this?
Jose,
Cheers.
how the fuck you been doing?
Okay. I'm good. I finally got my bonus. Today I finished it.
Mm-hmm.
I did 7 stores in 2 hours. About 3 hours.
Okay.
Cause my manager sent me to fucking Brooklyn, deep all the way at the...
I hate Brooklyn.
Fucking hate Brooklyn. It took me 40 minutes to get there, then 40 minutes back. Then, yeah. I don't know. I finished it. With 1 day to spare. Probably 2. But whatever. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm gonna get my PC. Fuck Xbox.
Yeah.
Get some good games, motherfuckers. How the fuck I don't have a Hero Tsushima?
Yeah, it's crazy. I was just looking at that before I came over here too. That game looks amazing,
bro. I don't even want to talk about it. Do you have any idea how many games PS4 has put out that I'm like, damn, I wish I could play that game, but I can't. Cause
Spider-Man, God of War. That's not that many.
Yeah, but the ones that they have are good.
Super good.
Are good.
There's 4. There's God of War, Spider-Man, Tsushima, and
The Last of Us. The second one, I heard some they don't like the second one, but the first one, I never got to play it.
The first one, I fall out of it. It's not like these games are the Last of Us is not it's not narratively they're great. They're like a movie, but gameplay wise, there's nothing special there. You can just watch a walkthrough of them. That's what I did.
It's just not the same. I try walkthroughs, and I try walkthroughs of Ghost of Tsushima, but sometimes I'm like, fuck. It would be nice if I could.
But Ghost of Tsushima looks like a game of fun to play.
Period.
But Last of Us, I went through The Last of Us 2.
Mm-hmm.
I just went straight to the walkthrough. I enjoyed myself like that. There's no gameplay where I was like, yeah, I gotta watch the gameplay.
But even so, there's not a single game on Xbox that I was like, is even equal to The Last of Us. Even if it has the errors that people keep saying, the errors that you keep saying.
Not a single game on Xbox?
That it's I don't know, The Last of Us. I guess that's the lower standard. There's no God of War. There's no Ghost of Tsushima. There's no...
Oh, yeah, I agree. Sony has really been kicking our ass when it comes to...
Since the very beginning. They
Yeah,
just, what the fuck does motherfuckers have? Nothing. I was looking around for something to play, and I'm like, anything that is here, I could play with the PS4, and I could get the other games. Why the fuck do I have this?
That is true. I agree. This Xbox One has been the most, out of all the systems,
Lackluster as fuck.
out of every system I can name that I was alive for since '95, this is the most lackluster system.
Nothing.
Performance-wise,
amazing. I'm no complaints performance-wise.
Performance-wise, it is better than the PlayStation.
No complaints.
I don't think anyone... There's not a super diehard fan that's going to argue with me, because diehard fans are going to argue, oh, but exclusive. I'm talking about just straight hardware and software. It is better than the PlayStation.
Because even when I had the first Xbox One,
yeah,
and I upgraded to this one, I saw an immediate difference. That. Just performance, frame rates, everything was just smoother.
Sony just has better games. Same thing with Switch. Switch has amazing... You're not a Switch. You're not a Nintendo guy.
No.
But Switch has amazing games. Amazing game. Breath of the Wild by itself is enough to just get the Switch. Mario Odyssey is enough to just get the Switch. Smash Brothers is enough to get the Switch.
I'm just switching to PC. That's all I know.
Dragon Quest, bro. This is the first time in a long time I remember putting in. That other than Smash, Smash I have 500 hours into that game. But this is a single player story driven game. This is the first time I remember putting this. I put 70, 80 hours into that game already. It's the first time I've done that in super long. Switch is amazing. I think Switch has the best games.
These games?
you can make an argument for Sony, but then the counter argument for Switch would be has better multiplayer games too.
Switch?
Yeah, has better multiplayer games. With just Smash alone, there's nothing inside the Sony repertoire.
Yeah,
there are multiplayer that's gonna be better than.
Yeah, because only exclusives.
Yeah, but Smash as an exclusive is still just. It's so cemented in multiplayer history on fighting games. There's nothing really that Sony can really compete with.
Yeah, man, I agree with you.
Yeah.
This fucking shit sucks.
And Sony still has the Call of Duty exclusivity.
Yeah.
So all the DLCs and everything come out on PlayStation first.
There was another game that I heard they had rights to for a while. I forgot what it was. I don't remember. It doesn't fucking matter. Xbox the whole fucking year locked just nothing.
Yeah.
Like what, The Witcher 3? But The Witcher 3 is on PS4 too.
And that was on the Switch as well.
There you go. So it's like
there's no good exclusives. I mean, they have good indie games. I can say that.
Like what?
Ori, but I think that's on Switch as well now. But they have a good system to build indie games on. A lot of people build their indie games for that, but I think a lot of people are gonna start building it for the Switch. The Switch is supposed to be getting a new upgrade soon, where they can make a new version of it. Just basically copying what the new Xbox came out with, like with the ray tracing and all that shit. I forgot what company they hired, but there's rumors that a new Switch is gonna come out soon. Because they don't have to make a new system. They don't have to make a new system.
Who?
Switch. Nintendo doesn't have to make a new system. The Switch is a better system in terms of games than Sony or Xbox.
I mean, Xbox has shit.
Yeah, Xbox doesn't have.
I have better games than the Xbox.
And Sony only really has about like 4 games you really need to have a Sony for.
Yeah, but those games are. There's another game that I always want to play.
I'm not a dig rider for.
I'm not a dig rider.
No, for The Last of Us series.
No, I just heard good things
I'm
about
not
the first
because
one.
gameplay isn't stellar.
I just kept.
Gameplay isn't bad. Let me say that first. Gameplay isn't bad.
The story.
But if you played Uncharted,
it's better. Because I always thought about The Last of Us. I thought it was about the story. Because I had an interesting.
Yeah, the story. Yeah, that's what it is. It's basically a movie. It's like for all that. Sure, like gaming as a medium for storytelling, like The Witcher, is cool. But The Witcher's gameplay just takes it over the top too.
I mean, it takes every aspect of gaming to the next freaking level.
Exactly. But I feel like The Last of Us doesn't have that extra kick with gameplay. It's not really much there gameplay wise. It's Uncharted, but just with a better story, in my opinion.
I just wish I played it.
And Uncharted, granted, is a good game, but it's story driven as well. Ghost of Tsushima looks amazing. The gameplay looks amazing.
I just want to play that.
The mechanics and everything looks amazing. God of War, the same thing.
God of War is another game I missed out.
I watched a walkthrough of that.
I watched the walkthrough, and that was a game where I was like, I just want to fucking throw the axe and shit. Just like get it back.
That shit sounds amazing. Spider-Man, I watched some of the walkthrough. I didn't finish it, but come on, want to have a fucking PlayStation? My girl told me she was gonna buy me a PlayStation. The fuck was that?
That's the iPad. Someone sent me an email.
My girl told me she might buy me a PlayStation 5. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get the Xbox, so I'm gonna have both.
I don't know. We'll see. Because I might get a PC. I might get a gaming PC. Because I want to do a video. I want a PC that does basically like everything. I'm looking for a PC that can basically do 4K RAW, which is retarded. But I like buying stuff that I'm able to be future proof. Like with my camera, I bought it. One of the reasons is because everything is going mirrorless now. So I get to invest in that system, and then when next time I can, it's just easier. I save money in the long run. So I want something that is 4K RAW, and yeah, that's where I'm going. I want gaming because there are a couple of games I would love to play on PC. I never really got a chance of it.
I was talking to my girl when I was in Texas about getting the new iPad because it's basically like a laptop, but then I can't use it like a laptop, like with certain games and whatnot. Even though I don't really play games on laptops, but I was talking about it.
Can you add a little thing? You cannot add a keyboard?
Yeah, you can.
You can?
Yeah.
How much is it? Like $1,000?
It's like $300
for a keyboard.
Just for a keyboard.
It's cheaper than the wheels. You seen the Apple wheels?
$700 wheels for the yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? I mean, it's what it is. You pay premium when you go for Apple. But
you pay for Apple just got valued at $2 trillion, right?
Yep. First
company to get valued. It was the first company to get valued at $1 trillion. Now first to $2 trillion.
You know they make most of their money on apps.
They make a lot of their money on apps. Not most of their money.
I think it's most of the money.
Maybe most of their money.
Because they take basically 30% of everything you buy on the App Store. That's why Fortnite got blocked.
Yeah, I remember that. I know that's
Yeah.
why Fortnite got blocked. When Fortnite's trying to sue Apple, they're going to lose that lawsuit. Because part of their policies that you have to run like your discount through Apple first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, damn, bro. It's
do
like everything you put in Apple on the app, you get 30% of whatever the fuck anyone buys in there. It's like, nice, 30% of us, bitch.
And that's a lot of money.
But they took him off of the Google Play Store too.
Mm-hmm.
Fortnite.
Because they're not allowed to do that.
But shit, I mean,
Epic Games are not allowed to raise a price or decrease a price through another person's medium or software or product without contacting those people first.
yeah, because that's true, because they're gonna lose regardless.
They're gonna lose the lawsuit.
Because Apple's argument is just like, just go somewhere else.
You sign first. You sign the contract. You agreed to our terms of service, and then you broke our terms of service. Yeah.
Plus, it's like, again, go somewhere else. We don't have a monopoly. You can't go anywhere else.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere else, but
you don't want to go anywhere else. You want our users.
Because Google and Google and Apple, the two biggest companies in the world right now when it comes to apps.
So it's like, you get our user base. You get access to our user base. Pay the fucking 30%. I mean, Apple could simply be like, 50% now. You know what, 51. You know what, 33%. 33%.
Just Epic Games? Oh, they can't really do that.
Yeah, you think, I mean...
They can't do it.
You sure they can't?
Yeah, it's like...
just to fuck them? Just be like, fuck you?
There's like a law in place, like unfair business practice. You can't do that, yeah.
I'll be petty. I'll be petty.
Yeah, because they're a publicly owned company. If they're a private company, they can do that. But they're a publicly traded company, so they can't...
I would say I'll be petty. I'll be like 31% now. It's 31. 31.1. Yeah,
1% is a big deal, too, when it comes to millions of dollars.
That shit adds up.
That shit adds up. Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, let's get off this whole gaming nonsense
thing
that we love. Gyms, how you feeling about the gyms coming back?
I can't fucking wait. I've been working out.
Uh-huh.
I've been working out here and there, but I'm super excited. They're building a YMCA literally right across the street from where I live. I'm not sure when it's gonna be done being built. It should be done maybe around November.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, the gyms open up the 24th. The issue with it is...
Your gym open on the 24th? Because some gyms are open on different dates. My gym's open...
Gyms are allowed to open up the 24th. That's the date that Cuomo allowed.
If you get checked before. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you need to get checked. Because my gym is opening up September 2nd. I know
but you have to go get tested first, or do you have to just take temperature?
One of the rules is gonna be temperature checks. Mm-hmm. Mask at all times. We'll see. We can talk about that later. Mm-hmm. And your gym needs to get checked before it's allowed to open.
Like sanitized?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not only that, but someone needs to go in and just make sure there's sanitized buckets. I guess every 3 feet or something like that.
Okay.
Whatever they have.
No problem. That's fantastic. I don't give a fuck about
fine.
that. The issue with it is only 1/3 of people can be at a gym at the time, the occupancy.
I was gonna ask you, how do you feel your gym is gonna do? Which one you prefer, appointment or just walking? Because the gyms are doing it for appointment, and also doing it by walking.
So here's the issue, and this is what I brought up to my gym, the person I'm working on with now, Ishmael. The issue is with the 1/3.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what time. It doesn't really matter. The only times you're gonna be able to work is unless your gym. The only time you're gonna be able to work out is unless your gym is 24 hours like mine is.
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 o'clock at night, early morning. 5 o'clock in the morning, you're not gonna be able to make it. People are gonna be there.
Yeah.
So from 5 to 12, people are gonna be there. From 1 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon is probably gonna be the optimal time. And maybe not even that, because some people aren't even working.
I think 5 a.m. is fine. I think 5 a.m. you will be safe as 5 a.m.
Have you been to a gym 5 o'clock in the morning?
I mean, I guess I'm speaking from my experience with my gym.
No,
it's basically empty.
I've been to a Planet Fitness at 5 o'clock in the morning. There's people there.
Yeah, but Planet Fitness is with a disgusting.
My gym, the X-Course, the gym I used to go to, is probably the best gym in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm. 5
o'clock in the morning, you're gonna see a good amount of people there. I'm not sure what a third occupancy actually means, though.
Because I was thinking it was by the capacity of how much the building holds.
Sure, but my gym is inside of a mall.
But I guess it's how much
space you have.
Yeah, how much space you have. That's
sure.
That's what I'm thinking is going. Unless
I'm not even sure what the max capacity there is too. So let's say, for instance, the max because max capacity is basically off of fire issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't have certain pass a certain amount of people because of fire safety,
Mm-hmm.
right? So let's say max occupancy is about like 200, 250, right? A third of that is what, about 70?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, 70 people in a gym. What does that actually look like?
I mean, it really depends how much space
And-
you have.
Yeah, it does. It does depend on how much space you have, and also not even that. Like we have a basketball court in that gym. We have a pool. We have a basketball court, a pool, a whole turf area.
So I guess I mean I don't know if that will count then, because your scenario will be different.
Like I feel like
Because it will count the basketball court. We're talking about
that's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna be so difficult to even count.
Yeah, for that gym.
Is the basketball? Can you count the basketball separate, or do you count at the same time? And if you do count at the same time, how do you even make that make sense? If there's like 50 people in there, and it's like, let's say 25 people in a regular area, in the regular gym working out, you have to cap it right there because people are playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems strange.
Because with my gym, I wanted it by appointment because I just want to be guaranteed a spot. Because, I don't know, I just don't want to wait.
How long can an appointment last?
So some gyms are doing at 1:30. There's ways you can monitor, but some gyms are not. They're just being like just 1 hour and 30 minutes and then just leave. Do us a favor. Just do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's going to happen.
An hour and 30 minutes sounds perfect to me, though.
Yeah, an hour and 30 minutes is perfect. It's just if they leave. To me, I mean, I don't carry the weight because I thought about it. My gym is not that far. If I be there by 4:30, because I'm already waking up early anyway. Be there at 4:30, be the first motherfucker there, get your workout in, go to work.
Mm-hmm.
So that works for me if it's not by appointment or
Mhm.
walking. But I understand some people want it by walking or by appointment. But the thing is, with
Yeah.
walking, I mean, by walking, like, do you really want to go to the gym at 2 and then have to wait 1 hour and 30 minutes for somebody to finish? So you'll be starting the gym at 3:30. Like, it fucks up your schedule. Because before you just, I'll go to the gym at 4, boom, get your workout in. But now,
Yeah. I mean, I can see that.
But I mean, I'm happy it's back. I'm thinking of going to the gym with my coaches because we're supposed to work out Tuesday.
I was speaking to my girl about your whole little diet thing that
Mhm.
you went through. It didn't make sense to me.
What do you mean?
So this is what didn't make sense. November, right? You gaining weight, me you were about the same weight. You know, I'm still about the same weight from there. I'm like 183, around there. And your coach was having you gain weight.
No.
They were. You was eating to gain weight.
No, I was talking with my coach at the time.
Okay, but you eating gain weight, yes?
Yes, I was, but
Yeah.
without my coach.
But now you have your coach and you're cutting weight, a lot of weight. You lost about like 10
Yes.
pounds altogether, right?
Yes.
Why are you cutting so much weight when you need to gain the muscle to even try to even start performing something?
So this is the problem. When I bulked
Wait, let
up,
me re-explain that again because I want people to understand what I'm saying.
Mhm.
At a certain point, right now, how much do you weigh?
148.
You weigh 148, so you drop about like 40 pounds.
Yeah, it was 187.
Yeah, so you drop about 40 pounds.
Mhm.
So you were in the stage of bulking,
Yes.
and then gyms got closed down,
Mhm.
and at that point in time, you were still around the 180 mark.
It's 180. Then I decided to cut down.
You weren't working out, and then you started to cut back in weight.
Mhm.
So now what I don't understand is this: with all that extra weight on you,
Mhm.
had you kept that weight and then started working out now with all that weight on you, you would have been going down
Mhm.
in size, but your muscle and strength would have been there. I don't understand why go down from 180
Mhm.
to 140, and then I'm assuming your coach wants you to gain weight right after you start working out again.
We'll see how my body develops. This is more of a day by day. After every 10 days,
Sure.
I give them an update.
It just seems counterintuitive.
So this is why it's not. So when I first bulked up, most of that was fat. It was straight up fat. You can gain muscle, but not the amount of muscle that people think you gain in that amount of time. And it was just I just had too much fat in me. It was not actual muscle.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 187, I didn't like the way my physique was going. So on my own, I cut back. So I was like 170 by the time I got my coach. So I lost 17 pounds on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got with him. He decided to basically just hit a hard reset. Because it was just that body and he just needed a hard reset. Now,
Yeah.
I get it what you're talking about, that I'm losing that muscle.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that fat doesn't...
Strength too.
The strength too, but bodybuilding is not really about strength.
Sure.
So the thing is that fat
But
can...
to gain a certain amount of muscle or a certain edge in working out, you need strength.
Yeah, this is the thing. Fat can't turn into muscle.
And it just turns into energy.
it turns into energy. So it's better to cut it back
Mm-hmm.
and then rebuild my body from actual lean food that is completely different from what I was eating.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the plan that we're doing. It's just basically just hitting a hard reset that I was gonna do anyways.
Yeah.
He pushed it to a level that I was not gonna go. Realistically, I was lowest I was willing to go was probably like 170 where I was at,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like no, you just gotta cut it all out because it just needed a hard reset and just build it up again. Instead of going up in weight by gaining just a bunch of fat, because that's what it was. It was a bunch of fat. It's not like I gained out of those 187. It's not like I had 100 pounds of muscle.
Sure, I understood if the idea would have been to drop to 170 and maintain that. That would have made perfect sense to me. That's what I was speaking to my girl about. Like he dropped to 170, he maintained that, and he went up or down. That made sense. He dropped. He would have lost a lot of fat that he had unnecessarily, and would have been fine. I'm not saying to stay at the bulking stage, but you dropped 40 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
You dropped 40 pounds. How old are you?
No one.
You dropped 40 pounds at 21 years old to potentially work out later on. I don't know. You don't need a hard reset. You're 21 years old.
I do need a hard reset. Because what do you think is competition weight for someone that's natural?
For you?
Yes.
For you, natural 150.
Okay, 150.
Mm-hmm.
I am basically 148.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like 2 pounds away.
Mm-hmm.
We're still gonna go down.
But you could have worked down from 170 instead of working up to 150.
Well, I didn't have the gyms anyway. I was gonna lose the muscle regardless.
Sure, but you could have maintained a healthy weight. 170 is still a healthy weight. You're about the same height as me. Our body type's a little bit different. You're more lanky than I am, but our height is virtually like almost the same, but like maybe a half an inch difference,
mm-hmm.
right? So I know the perfect body weight for my type. I know it's between 140 to 175. Mm-hmm. 170 to me for you to gain muscle and whatnot. And I'm not a coach,
mm-hmm.
but I've been working out for a couple of years already. I think 170 and working your way down while gaining muscle, because I've done that before, mm-hmm. to me makes the most sense. If your coach says hard reset, I'm not going to argue with him. I'm not a nutritionist or anything like that. I just think the logic of it makes more sense than what you did. But if you think, I'm going to wait to see the results. I hope everything works out. I want to see you compete. I'll be there. I'll be in the front row, clapping, taking pictures and everything like that. You win or lose, it'll be cool to me. But I just think that logic would have made more sense. That's just me, though. Because I've done it.
I hear where you're coming, but I prefer the hard reset. Because it was just, a 170 was still, it's like a 170, it was still a bunch of fat, and I get what you're saying. You could have just, I guess, dialed it down.
Yeah.
And not lose as many weight and just go slow.
Yeah.
The problem is that, I had no gyms. It's not going to gain any muscle.
A good analogy for that is like imagine girls with split ends, right? Instead of just cutting the ends, they get a buzz cut. That's what I feel like you just did.
But it's different because the gym was not available to me. So our strategy had to be different because of the gym. Because keep in mind, I was not going to gain muscle for the next... When was the gyms closed? 5 months ago?
Potentially you could have still gained muscle. I mean, you have dumbbells here now.
That's not enough. You're going from squatting 245, deadlifting, 275.
Sure, but I'm not saying to gain. I'm not saying that you would gain muscle. I'm talking about maintain.
That's not possible.
I mean,
you're downgrading on every level.
Sure.
What exercise can I do that is equal to anything I was doing at that time?
Nothing.
You're gonna lose strength. You're gonna lose muscle.
Sure.
Because the muscle is the first thing that goes. Muscle is the first thing that you buy. As soon as you're not working out and your body realizes that you don't need muscle, like, all right, you don't need it. I'm not worked out for 2 months. Bye. It was gonna go regardless.
I mean, I feel like I kept most of my strength. I haven't worked out seriously about a year, and I feel like I kept most of my strength.
I mean, you see when you go back to the gym if you kept it. But
I mean, I feel it.
I mean, definitely the muscle's gone.
No, I definitely lost some muscle. I'm not saying that I haven't lost power. I definitely have lost strength, right? But if I was to gauge numbers, so I haven't worked out seriously since about a full year. If I was to gauge how much power or muscle I probably have lost after I've maintained a relatively decent diet the entire time, I'd say I probably lost about like 15-20%.
I mean, it's only when you go back to the gym you realize it. Because you start losing muscle as soon as you stop working out. Not as soon as, maybe like a week or two after.
Sure.
Or 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That muscle just goes. Fat is the last thing to go.
Mm-hmm.
There was really no point of me just slowing it down because I was not gonna gain any muscle.
Sure.
Just losing muscle, lose the fat, hard reset, and start over. It's what I wanted to do anyways. I was not gonna push it.
I'm using that number because recently, because I have been working on an outside gym, and my boy brings dumbbells, so I weigh, I'm like 183, 185 around there. I wake up in the morning I'm about 180, but like throughout the day I got to like 185. And I was doing pull-ups. So that's 185 is the second heaviest I've ever been. I've been heavier than this before, but 185. When I was working out religiously, I was about your weight. I was about your weight, and I was about as big as I am now, in terms of the size of muscles. So I was killing myself in the gym. 185. So when I was lighter, I used to throw on a 45-pound weight in between my legs and do pull-ups. Recently, I tried that shit again, but I tried it with a 35-pound weight to see if I can still do it at the pull-up bar. I was still able to get my 5 out, and then I used to be before lighter plus the 45. I used to get about like a good 10 out. So that's right in my own little headcanon math state, but like 20%.
Could be. Also, mass moves mass. Mass moves mass. So you're heavier, right?
Yeah.
So you'd be mass moves mass.
Sure, but I'm heavier, so it's gonna be harder to pull me up.
Yeah, but you have the mass.
Sure.
You have gain strength.
But I was lighter, and I used to lift up more at the same time as doing pull-ups.
So you lost, but still, that's what I'm saying. Mass moves mass.
Sure. Well, what I'm saying, yeah, I see your point. With the 45 I was lifting before, with the weight, I'll be the weight I am now. But now I'm this weight, and I'm adding 35 on top of that when I do the pull-ups. So there is, someone could argue a gain too in strength. All right, 27 points. So let's get away from this. Let's hit a topic. What we're gonna take.
What? Let's go.
All right. So
I lost my thing.
Let's go into a topic, bro. Bro, do you have a WAP?
I have the P word. I don't have a WAP. What is a WAP? I have the P word.
Huh?
I have the P word. I have
P
a wet ass P word.
You have a wet ass P
I have
word?
a wet ass P word. It's a clinical condition.
You kind of sound like Paul now.
My wife told me it's a clinical condition.
It's a clinical condition?
It's a clinical
Did
condition.
you walk around just drooling?
Hey, that's what my
you
wife
walk around looking you peed yourself all day?
Exactly, bro. That's what my wife told me. It's a clinical condition.
Clinical condition. What do you have to take for that?
According to my wife, that's a doctor. You have to go to the doctor, and they're gonna prescribe you some tests.
They're gonna prescribe tests.
They're gonna provide some tests. They gotta fix the vagina. It's too wet. It was a mistake in the womb. It's actually a dick, so we gotta grow the vagina. So you're gonna take some tests, maybe 50 grams of test, and get that dick right where it belongs. Cause that wet ass P word, bro, is just too much. It's too much. You can't have a wet ass P word.
But how's it gonna work? They want you to park your Big Mac truck inside that little garage. How's it gonna work out?
That's why you need the test. Because if you get the wet ass P word and you get some tests, then you grow a dick.
That sounds like a Remember the clap? Now you got the WAP.
You mean the wet ass P word?
This just sounds like a fucking issue you start your gynecologist about. That's what I'm saying.
And listen, my wife is a doctor, and she told me that that's a clinical condition that this woman needs to get checked immediately. Immediately. You can't have that wet ass P word. And you cannot swipe it like a credit card.
Swipe it like a credit
You
card.
can't do that because you can't. That's not where credit cards go. I talked to a person in the bank, and they told me that you cannot swipe a credit card in someone's ass. It's impossible. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens?
Nothing happens.
You sure?
I'm 100% sure. I asked
How are strippers gonna get paid in the future? No one's gonna be throwing cash anymore. We don't need that.
I asked the person
What
in the
about,
bank.
can we throw Bitcoins at them?
You can't throw Bitcoin at them.
You can't like you know how you put like 25 cents into like one of those little pony rides? You can't just put like a little.
Because I talked to my financial advisor, and they told me that's not how it works. That's not how credit card works.
That's now. Is it because of the butthole?
It's because of the bottle.
Because of the butthole.
So we have quick pay now.
Quick pay.
We have quick pay.
So I can just go hit my face and then.
Yeah, you go like this.
I mean, because I heard that if he eats the ass, he's a bottom feeder.
So he's a bottom feeder.
He's a bottom feeder, like a catfish.
It's fascinating, but you need. I don't know.
I never heard a man be referred to as a catfish before in my life. I have to admit, that was the first time I've ever heard that before.
Listen, it's just a wet ass.
My friend actually, he texted me what a Big Mac truck is. Let's see the camera.
So that's her. Let me see.
My friend Ishmael sent me a picture of what a Big Mac truck is.
What?
He said it's a thing. I said ew. He said, and I said, you think it's a good bar? He said no. Well, maybe. I said okay, bye ish. He said I had to look it up so in that sense, you didn't know what a Big Mac truck was. He knew what a Big Mac truck was. I don't know what that means for him.
But
I'm not sure if that means he has a little garage. He lives in an apartment building.
But can you do a Kegel?
A Kegel?
Can you do a Kegel?
A Kegel?
Kegel. Can you do a Kegel with the Mack truck? Can you get that?
Oh, I remember what a Kegel is.
A Kegel?
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, if you implant enough stuff back there, you could probably do a Kegel with a Big Mac truck. You could definitely park it.
Uh-huh.
I don't think you can park it in a little garage, though.
But can you do a Kegel while riding it?
So, I have a question for you. If you have a daughter,
Uh-huh.
and she comes to you
Oh, God.
and says she has the WAP.
How old is my daughter? Because let you start, baby. My
16.
She's my sister.
No, don't.
I can picture her better.
16.
She got the WAP,
She got the WAP.
and my daughter comes to me.
She says she got the WAP. The only cure I could think of is a strip club. That's the only cure for the WAP. They say that if you have it, you have to just continue using it. It's like muscles. If you don't continue using it, you lose it.
But if my daughter comes up to me and tells me, "Hey, Daddy, I got that WAP," and I swipe it like a credit card, I'll be like,
Send it to the nunnery, maybe?
No.
Let Jesus heal her.
That's this fucked up thing I'm about to say. Oh shit. Oh, that's so fucked up. Now I gotta say it. I was gonna tell her. Oh no, I shouldn't say that. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna say if I get in trouble, I get in trouble. Now I nerfed it a little bit, but whatever. I will tell her. Ask your friend Jessica where her dad is, and that's what's gonna happen to you. I try to make it less racial by giving her a name, Jessica. I was gonna name her Sharkeisha.
Sharkeisha.
Ask her name Sharkeisha where her dad is.
Wow.
See, I nerfed it. I should have not nerfed it. I nerfed it. I kind of ruined it.
Wow.
I ruined it. I nerfed it. You kind of nerfed it. I would tell her to get the fuck out of it.
Listen, man. I was talking to my girl about that shit. I'm like, yo, if anyone ever comes to me and says they got the WAP, I'm pointing them to the nearest strip club. I'm like, oh, yo, you trying to look for a job? Right there. The strip club right there.
The WAP.
The WAP.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. The first 10 seconds of the song is catchy. The hoes in this house. The hoes in this house. It's a catchy song.
Oh yeah. I mean, no, it's not.
The first 10 seconds. There's some hoes.
You mean before they start rapping? Yeah, sure.
No. Before they start rapping, the first 10 seconds, they start rapping.
7 days a week.
No, forget it. I'm just.
Yo, hold on. Let me. Yo, that song is fucking trash. Hold on a second. Yo, that song is so bad, bro.
Listen,
this is the first rap female duo that has #1 hit on the Hot 100 chart. About the WAP.
But we have Takashi fucking killing it, and we don't know what the fuck he's saying. I mean, at least we know what the fuck they're talking about. They're talking about WAP.
He went #1 because of Nicki. Nicki can at least rap.
No, but his other songs.
Megan can rap at least too. That song.
But his other songs.
That song went #1 because of the video.
Of course. Bro, no one is gonna deny that.
No one's gonna argue that.
No one is gonna argue that. Like, people were, because I know Killshot is the third, apparently. There's WAP, then there's what the fuck is the second one?
I don't fucking know.
I forgot what it was, but Killshot, and people were like, oh, it's better than Killshot. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Killshot is not even a fucking...
Killshot's not even a fucking...
video.
It's not a video. It's a diss track with one stationary picture. And it's #3 in the world. They had to bring out all the silicone ass they could.
Fucking brought Kylie Jenner.
But see, okay. God, I seem to protect the Kardashians and shit a lot. Whenever we have the show, I understand why Kelly was there. I don't understand why people don't understand why she was there.
Okay, explain, because I don't understand why she was there.
Kylie's audience buys. In my opinion, that's the reason that thing went number one.
Because of Kylie?
Yeah.
Nah.
Bro, 50,000 people signed a petition to get her to fuck off. She brought more attention to that video than the people in the video themselves.
That's true. She did bring attention to the video.
Not only that. Her viewers buy. There's a reason why she's a fucking billionaire. And why Kim isn't.
I mean, accordingly, apparently she's not a billionaire anymore.
Okay, yeah, sure. Well, the brand she owns is valued somewhere around $1 billion. It's like 900 million. But the reason why is because her viewers buy. And that's an issue with a lot of people that come out with music or just any products. Can you sell this? Kylie can sell. That music video came out and the number one trending thing was getting her the fuck out of that shit.
No, it wasn't. It was about that WAP. It's about the wet ass pussy.
Listen, man.
Well, wet ass pussy.
And if you ask Travis, she probably has the first or second most wappiest shit on that video. She has a kid.
You sure? Because Travis left.
She didn't. They
broke up.
They're still together.
No, they broke up.
Since when?
What do you mean? No, they broke up.
When?
They broke.
Bro, they were like together like a week ago.
I swear to God, they broke up.
And I swear to God, they got back together.
Gee, they got back together already. Goddamn, that was quick. Well, shit.
I mean, they have a whole ass kid together, man.
Oh, but I mean.
And she's a Kardashian. You know their fucking vaginas are like poison.
Isn't that like Armenian?
Yeah.
Armenian vagina. That's why all the NBA players are just ass lately. I don't know what happened to Devin Booker because he got with the.
I'm telling you, bro.
Kendall and like he's on fire.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, those vaginas, they might be the wappiest. Y'all here having these two people fucking rapping shit like that. She had to walk through and remind people this white ass is the wappiest wap in the fucking wappiest world. Okay?
What are you trying to say about white supremacy?
About white supremacy?
Yeah. Talking about white.
She's Armenian.
What are you trying to? That's white supremacy. What are you trying to say? The Armenians have the best pussy because they're white. You're white supremacist.
No, I'm saying they potentially do because they fucking hypnotize people. Everyone they touch, they hypnotize.
See, now you just insulted white women. I mean, black women.
I don't give a fuck.
You just insulted black women because now.
Listen, man.
Because the Kardashian takes all the black guys. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
So black women don't have.
Listen, man. Let me go back to the Kim Kardashian shit. They have to take it. Armenian, Kardashians have to take all the black people because they suck the power of the ancestors out the cock and do incredible things. Look, Travis Scott's just a rapper. Kylie sucked that dick, became a billionaire. She brought out the potential of the ancestors. Wakanda forever. Not only that.
See, but you gotta be careful.
Kim Kardashian.
You gotta be careful though.
Kim Kardashian sucked that meat. She sucked that Kanye meat.
He's a fucking psychopath.
No, not only is he just a psychopath.
He has mental problems.
Sure, but his Yeezys is worth like $3 billion.
But is it worth it though?
Three bills? Three with a B?
You were going crazy.
Go crazy, bro. I got $3 billion not to give a fuck what anyone thinks about me. Got 3 billion reasons.
He's a crazy psychopath now. But will you lose it? Will you lose everything, your mind, for the WAP? Will you lose it?
No.
Think about it. I don't know, because Travis Scott did that. He sold his soul to the devil. Same thing as Kanye. And remember that...
Travis Scott became more famous after the outcast.
Because he left. He left on time. He got the girl pregnant.
What do you mean? She was like in his music videos when his album came out.
But they left. I think, you know what? I think what it is. I think Travis understands space because I don't think they live together. They live together.
What hit has he come out with since the album came out?
Do they live together?
I don't know.
There you go.
But you said they left, right? What hit to me? I can't think of a hit. He came out with Scott's.
He has a song with some Spanish bitch lately. I seen the cover art. Let me see. Travis Scott new song. Let me see.
I mean, he probably does, but he hasn't had no hits since that album came out.
He learned how to speak Spanish for the new song.
So did Drake.
That motherfucker knows how to speak Arabic now. You sound like they were clowning him. Every Arabic person I mean, it's like, the fuck is he saying?
Listen, man.
I mean, when
Drake has been getting clowned for about a decade now. and it doesn't work. Drake is still that nigga.
Drake is Dominican. There was a whole conspiracy theory saying he was Dominican.
No, he's not Dominican.
And he's from Canada. He's Canadian, man.
Yeah.
He's
His dad is black and his mom was Jewish. I've seen them. Dave Chappelle had a good joke about that shit. He was like, my wife is Asian.
Oh, yeah, okay.
She's Filipino, and I'm black. And for some reason, our kids look Puerto Rican. I thought that shit was pretty funny. And he was like, whenever the cops come, I just make sure I have like a dirty tank top on. I tell my kids to like squint their eyes. I was like, that's funny, bro. That's funny. I don't know why I made him sound like he's a country person, but...
Whatever, but anyway, with that WAP, bro, I don't know what's up with the WAP. There's a really fucking, like, I mean, people have nothing to do, bro.
Yeah, I know, I agree.
Seriously.
And you know, it's funny. It's funny because DJ Academics, you know what that is, right?
I heard of him. I don't know.
He's like a music critique person. Like he was one of those hood people that became famous on YouTube and whatnot. He had a good point. He made a point that when the pandemic happened and the BLM movement started happening, he was like, none of you rappers are gonna drop right now. You wanna know why? Because none of you guys have anything to say. None of you guys have nothing to say. You guys have no substance or what to put out. One person really came out, and that was Lil Baby.
Okay.
And I didn't care about her song. My boy James kept telling me every fucking day, listen to that Lil Baby song. Listen to that Lil Baby song. Like, I don't give a fuck about rappers' politics. I don't care.
Oh, we have politics in the...
Yeah, he had politics. I don't listen to artists about when it comes to politics.
Oh, I thought you meant like he was just put out a random song about...
No, he put out a song about whatever's going on. So I don't listen to artists when it comes to politics.
Mm.
Like I literally unfollowed like some of my favorite rappers because they went political. I'm like I don't want to hear it. I don't listen to you for politics.
Mm.
That's not a relationship right now. I'm a fan of your music.
That's it.
I'm not a fan of your politics. I'm like Eminem. I'm not a fan of his politics.
Mm.
I don't listen to his politics.
How about the NBA? Same thing.
Yeah, same thing with the NBA.
We can get a conversation.
Ben Shapiro made a good joke. Fuck. What was it? Well, he's like the funny thing about the NBA right now is when like not enough gets dunked on by Peace. I'm like that shit was funny. That was a great tweet. He's like that's the funny thing about the NBA. That's funny, but I don't listen to these people for politics. I don't.
No, you shouldn't, especially the NBA after what the fuck they did with China.
I don't. I for real, bro. It's like
I'm still gonna, bro. That's you just don't take them seriously. They just don't go fuck. The money's in China. Listen, bro. I'm telling you right now. I think I said this before. These people, all they have is ideas. Mm-hmm. They don't have beliefs in anything. Mm-hmm. The moment you will tell LeBron, you either shut the fuck up wearing that stupid thing, or we're not gonna pay you. You know what the fuck he's gonna do? He's gonna shut the fuck up and he's gonna sit down.
Yeah.
The only reason he's able to do what he's doing is because we live in a country that if that were to happen, it would be fucking outrage. Mm-hmm. But if the government was different and would have told the NBA, yo, cut the shit, or you're not getting no fucking money, they would just shut the fuck up. Because that's all they do. This is what the NBA people do. Celebrities, I mean, forget about it. Cardi B apparently was talking to Biden. How the fuck she's talking to Biden?
Listen, man, I don't want Cardi B to talk to anyone, bro. Every time she speaks, I feel stupid. I feel more stupid. And I feel like she makes my people look worse.
What do you mean?
I feel like she makes Dominicans look worse.
She's not Dominican.
But she is.
No.
But she is.
She's married to a black guy. She's black. The moment you get married, you switch. When your girl marries you, she's Dominican.
What?
I'm telling you, that's how it works.
Was that how Spanish cultures think?
That's how it works. Cardi B is not Dominican. She's not part of our culture. She's y'all problem. That's your problem. That's not my problem. Nah, what are you talking about? She's black. She's officially married.
I'm not saying anything.
She's black. The moment your girl
marries black people think Dominicans are black anyway too. So it doesn't
who the fuck? Yo, I had an argument with someone. Someone told me I was Afro-Latino. And I was like, I'm not. Where? Where? I mean, if you trace it, like if we're going by tracing shit, I could be native. I mean, I don't know what the fuck am I. You will have to go all the way back.
You're mostly European, though.
Yeah, European. I know my dad is from Spain.
People were arguing that about like DR and stuff like that. And you know, I was having a conversation with Ishmael again, And I was explaining to him, I don't understand what's the issue with Dominicans recognizing themselves as just Dominicans and not recognizing themselves as black. And he was like,
What do you mean? You don't understand Dominicans?
I don't understand the issue with Dominicans, or just not just Dominicans, any person of Latin descent recognizing themselves by the country they hail from, not the country they was brought to. Like, brought from. So, I don't understand what's the issue with...
Just saying I'm Dominican.
Yeah. Like, what's the problem with that?
Yeah, I don't understand the problem. I'm with you. I'm with you.
And I'm like, what's wrong with that?
Because I always tell people I'm Dominican, and if they
Because
ask
I'm like, because if... I'm like, let's look at it a different way, right? No one, at least no one I know, outwardly goes to a transgender person that sees themselves as a female and says, no, you have to recognize yourself as what you were born as. No one does that. Mm-hmm. But when it becomes an issue when someone from whatever country they come from wants to just view themselves as Dominican. They don't want to view themselves as something else. I don't see why that's an issue, but it's an issue if you tell a person that's transitioning. Yeah. It's stupid politics. This is why I don't talk to people about politics. I try not to.
It is, but let me tell you, it's a simple reason to that.
Tell me.
When you talk about who they actually are born as, it's just a more difficult conversation. Like, it's a harder conversation. Yeah. Like, it's easier to just be like, oh, where are you from? Oh, no, you're from... Because people don't feel like you get offended by it. I guess that's what I'm going at. Like, it's just stupidity. I agree with you, stupid. Because when people ask me where I'm from, I'll be like, yeah, I'm Dominican. That's where I was born at. If they ask me more about it, I'll be like, well, my dad my grandfather was from Spain.
Yeah, but people get offended about that. Like, you see the whole thing that was going on? We talked about this before. We'll skim right through this quickly. But around the time when people try to go to Dykeman, and people, the Dominicans in Dykeman was not having it. Like, you thought you about to run up into our hood and riot. We're not having it. And the Dominicans were called racist. Like, oh, you guys don't even recognize the fact that you're black too. This and that, blah blah blah. And the Dominicans like, we don't give a fuck.
I mean, I don't understand what the fuck is the big deal. I am what I am.
I don't.
What the fuck is the problem? It is what it is. Why does it matter? What the fuck does it matter? Like, does it matter? Seriously, does it matter?
It doesn't. It shouldn't, but it matters to some people that you don't accept. Is this those type of people that want to force down their ideology down your throat?
Or some people will be like, "Is your forgotten heritage that I'm Afro-Latino?" And I'm like,
"But so the fuck what? If I want to forget it, it's my choice to forget."
But even that, it's like, what heritage? Nobody in my family is from Africa. I guess if you want to like do a test and find my ancestry, I guess you could find something. Mm-hmm. But I don't have no connection to that land. I've never been there. I don't know anybody that's been there.
I mean, every time I run into someone that's Hispanic, and I don't speak Spanish or whatever like that towards them. I can speak Spanish to a certain extent, but I don't speak Spanish to them. Oh, then they did you have me with you're Dominican, you're Puerto Rican, you're supposed to speak Spanish. I'm like, I'm American. Oh, I always said, I know, I'm American.
No,
and they go, why? Like, where's your father from? I'm like, DR. Where's your mother from? Puerto Rico. So you're Dominican, Puerto Rican. Sure, but I'm mostly American.
You can identify as American.
And then they're like, get.
But don't they mean it as a joke?
Huh?
Don't they mean it as a joke?
No, sometimes they mean it as a joke. Most of they don't understand that I can just say,
I am American.
And I always respond to, like, after they get upset and stuff like that, I'm like, why would I want to be Dominican? I look at them right now. Why do I want to be Dominican? Or working with people that are from El Salvador. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why do I want to be Salvadorian? Look at them right now. Why do I want to be that? Mm-hmm. I'm like, you're here for a reason. Mm-hmm. You're not there for a reason. But you want to cling on to your culture, and that's fine. By all means, you do you, sweetheart. Mm-hmm. But what's the problem with me recognizing myself as American? I only know American laws. Mm-hmm. I speak English better than most Americans here in the first place. Mm-hmm. The English I speak isn't like European English; it's American English. I understand the Constitution. Mm-hmm. I know the Pledge of Allegiance. I eat hot dogs. Mm-hmm. I'm American. I've never been to DR. I've never been to Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. Even though Puerto Rico is part of the United States, but it's more like a Commonwealth or whatever like that. But I've never been to these places. but you want me to represent these places as just because of my blood, which I can understand, and it's part of my heritage. It's part of my more direct heritage because of my parentage.
Yeah.
But I view it as more as my mom's Puerto Rican, and I have her blood inside of me. So I am factually
your heritage
Puerto Rican, but that's her land. Puerto Rico is not my land. Same thing with my pops. My pops is Dominican. He knows everything about Dominican Republic. He loves Mongol and all that shit, right? That is his land. That's not my land. I was born here, raised here. Everyone I know is mostly from here. It's like, come on, bro. And to me, sometimes it doesn't make any sense that, people argue, oh, damn, I'm trying to make this as delicate as possible. A lot of people argue, oh, you took me from my land, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, I get that. I get that argument. I understand that. But it's like...
I don't.
But it's like, okay, so what are you then? You have to pick at some point. At some point, like to me, I don't understand Asian American. I don't understand Latino American. I don't understand African American. Because there's no such thing as Caucasian American. But there's something as Native American. That makes no fucking sense to me.
I guess if you're trying to add your heritage to it,
I'm not trying to add my heritage to
be
it.
like, I'm Latino American. Is that even a thing?
Hispanic American,
Hispanic American, shit like that?
Stupid shit.
I guess I would say Hispanic Americans who know that, to tell people that I'm Hispanic, but I'm from America, like that double. But I guess if you're born here, you don't really have one.
You don't need to be one. I feel like there's such a need, such a desire to be connected to some other land that's not here.
Because I don't understand what you said when you said you took me from my land.
Okay,
bitch,
so
who the fuck took you from your land?
Okay, people that were slaves.
Okay, those they have it, but bitch, you can go back.
Yeah, but the same argument is that a lot of people make, and this is a good counter argument to your point, right? And I want to say to someone, bitch, to go back to your land. The counter argument is this: a lot of people say, oh, you don't like all these rules and this and that, blah 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 about America. Go back to your land. The counter argument is, okay, why don't you move? We're here. You don't like us saying what we want to say. Why don't you just leave them? You're saying for us to leave. Why don't you just leave them? That's a good counter argument.
I guess no. I meant that if someone is like, we're having the argument of like, oh well, they took me from my land. I'll be like, well, you can always go back. It was like, but don't you move? I don't want to move. I'm good here. I have the right to tell you can go back to your fucking land.
That's true. You can. You do have the right to say that.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
If someone asked me, you want to go back to your land? I'll be like, no, I'm good. For vacation, maybe. I'll probably flip the ticket.
You're an American citizen now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't want to go back. My brother was born here.
I mean, who the fuck wants to go back to DR?
For vacation, for like a day. Maybe like on a plane. Saying hi.
Yeah, just pass it real quick.
Just pass it real quick. I took a lot of shit. I mean, listen. It's a beautiful country when you're on vacation. I mean,
it's a beautiful country. The culture there is
it's really
insane.
Vibrant. But I think that for me, my anger towards the country. Actually, there's I'm gonna go ask you something later. It's just that I've been there. Oh shit! Let's just. I'm gonna finish this and I'm gonna ask you another question. It's just that I seen the poverty. Like I know how it is and how corrupt it is. How everything is just like. It's just shit. Don't get me wrong. I love my people. I love my family. But I would never go back there to live. Or I'm on vacation because my mom wants to go on vacation over there. I'm like, can't we let's go to Italy or something. Let's go to like Spain.
You go on vacation to somewhere you've been before. I mean, that makes no sense to me.
Because why would we want to go there? It's cool.
Like me going on vacation to Florida where I was born. It makes no fucking sense.
Bitch. No, my question was gonna be, why do you think that people hate their own people? Because this is what I mean. Every single time I meet a Dominican, Puerto Rican, I don't know, Colombian, you name it, they always be like, oh man, I fucking hate my own people. You think it's because we just know our own shit?
No, I hate Americans.
You're American? See, so here you go, you hate your own people. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I hate Americans too.
It's because we know our own shit. Like we know we're full of shit.
We know we're full of shit. Yeah, we recognize the issues that we have within our own.
And that's what you're just like.
Culture, yeah.
Yeah, because every single time I meet someone, doesn't matter what, Indian, Pakistani, you name it, they always be like, I hate my own fucking people. And I'm always looking at them like, God damn, nobody's happy.
Someone on Facebook posted how billionaires became richer during the pandemic, and I said, well, what the issue was, right? Well, like I don't understand what the issue was that happening. So what? They made more money during the pandemic. So the fuck what? Someone, a girl responded to me. She said, I went to high school with this young lady, or a lady or a woman, and she said something along the lines of, because all that money could be going into black communities, our black dollars do nothing inside the banks, and that.
What does she mean by black dollars?
Fuck if I know. And she's basically just saying they should have got more money. That being rich is enough. Like she also said, being rich is tantamount to being bad or evil, or having that amount of wealth accumulated in one area, right? So I responded to her with this: she's American. Whatever her heritage is, I know she was born here. I remember we had this conversation with her. You know, she was born here and whatnot. And I explained to her like, well, if our black dollars needed to be spent to make our communities better, we would have spent the money to make our communities better. Instead, we decided to buy products, like order something from Amazon, or maybe get an online subscriptions to Xbox or something like that. And we made these people more rich.
True.
Now, so I'm like, so which one is it? Are our black dollars being wasted into a bank, or are we spending money on products that's helping these people get richer? Because you can't have it both ways.
No. Because, you know, tell me if you agree with me. The most powerful thing we have is not just protesting. You can protest. That's cool. The way you make anything change is by money. It's your money. It's where your dollars go to. That's your power, your money. Why do you think that this community is not Muslim?
Jewish.
They're so fucking rich. First of all, it's because their communities, they support each other. Yeah. They support each other. OD. Whenever something happens in their community, everyone gets involved. The government knows if you want their vote, you get one Jewish vote. It's the whole people. You fuck up one of them, you're done.
That's it.
They'll vote you the fuck out. Most of our problems is that all we do is fucking riot or just complain.
I mean, people rioted when Donald Trump won the presidency in 2016.
But your power is through cash. That's what the companies know. Through cash. If your side is more profitable, the company will change all the fucking policies you want.
I wouldn't say cash. I would say anything that could be a form of monetary value. Money is money is. I guess you can use
money is included, but
it's more accurate to say manpower, or this can be anything anything monetary.
Your vote as well.
All that stuff is very powerful. Yeah.
I just feel like some communities are not as united as they think they are.
No, I know they're not. I know
but they don't know.
I live in these areas, so I know for a fact.
They don't think that. They think they're united, but that's where the power comes. When you're united, you can do whatever the fuck you want. When you're united, you make companies change like this. Perfect example is if you're into cameras, Canon. Canon was known for, I guess, nerfing their cameras. You know how the fuck they changed? We just fucking stopped buying their shit. We start switching to Sony. We didn't purchase their product. We canceled pre-orders. Guess what? They changed the cameras. A bunch of software updates. Now people own like 10 of them. Or we made the change because we voted with our money. That's how you do it. But why is this such a hard concept? If you don't want to support someone that is not supporting your community, as a community, you have to stop supporting them. Because like, what the fuck does it matter if Amazon, let's just say they don't support black communities, whatever that means. Let's just say they don't. Right.
Well, it's not their responsibility too.
It's not their responsibility. I agree, but I'm just trying to bring up the power that you have when you're in a community.
Yeah.
They don't know this, because they keep complaining about the rich. It's like, yeah, but your whole neighbors support them.
Well, not even that. You're rich. A lot of people that live in poverty here are rich in comparison to the rest of the world. Like, you're poor here.
But it's poor here.
Poor here is living in the ghetto. That's poor here. Or poor is being underneath, you don't make above the poverty line. I think that's more of an accurate thing. That you don't make it past a certain line of income. That's poor here. But poor here is rich in most other countries.
Yeah, because I guess you get free shit, free money.
It's like, come on, bro.
Free food too. And I can talk. Me and my family.
Like a beer in fucking Mexico is like 5 cents. The same beer over here, like the same 6-pack that would cost us like $10 here.
Yo.
You can get like 26 packs over there. It's like
It's relative.
There's a reason people come over here now and not don't.
Yeah, there's a reason.
There's a reason.
All right, so why do you think that some communities just are not as together?
Oh, values.
These are values.
It's just simple values.
Because let's compare them all to the Jewish community. The Jewish community, I think, is at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're amazing.
They don't get divorced.
They don't get okay. That's one. I think it's values. I think it's the religious belief. They help each other out straight up. Even if you're a stranger, we'll help you out.
Also, their religion is based on like a tally system. So what's unique?
I fucks with that. I fucks with that heavy.
What's unique? What's unique about the what's unique about Judaism is that they don't believe. I don't know if they. I don't say they don't believe in hell, but it's more accurate to say that if you do all these things, you tally up everything you're supposed to get, and when you die, that guarantees your future.
Yeah, because I think you told me there was correct me if I'm wrong. They have a God, of course, but it's not like. I don't know. It's not like you have to practice the religion. Like that doesn't matter. Like, so that's not
your
one
belief.
of the tallies.
Your belief doesn't matter. You believing in the religion doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You practicing it is what matters.
You practicing and the tallies basically.
Yeah, tallies. Basically how good you've been in life.
Yeah, which I fuck with that heavy. I'm like, I can get behind that.
I'm like, that makes perfect sense.
I'm like, I'll get behind what I'm doing right now. It's tallies. I fuck with that. I'm Jewish now.
Just a tally system. Nothing wrong. Some of their practices are stupid.
But I mean,
I don't want to say no. It's stupid. I'll say it's
what they have.
Like a rabbi has to like put his mouth on like a kid, on a kid's penis or some shit like that.
Wait, what?
I'm like, when I heard that shit, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Ben Shapiro, we got questions.
So, and I think like one rabbi, at least I remember reading something about it. One rabbi ended up getting herpes and like gave herpes to mad kids, like mad babies, not kids, babies.
Don't they get circumcised?
Yeah.
Question for that's
Listen, man. I'm just telling you what I read. It could be true. It could be false. I'm just telling you what I read.
All right, but why? So you think? I guess I don't know. Being Hispanic communities, I don't want to talk about the black communities.
I just go through. This is usually what I go through with people. I had this stupid ass argument with this guy at a pool, at Ishmael's pool, right?
Well, at a pool. Ishmael gotta come on because that problem is the space.
But it's fucking stupid ass argument, right? He argued to me that America today is just as racist as it was in the 60s.
Okay.
And I looked at him like he's a fucking moron. I'm like, you're telling me with segregation and all that shit implemented that America today, Ruby Bridges had to have the army come through for her to go to school with people. That America is more racist today than it was in the 60s. And he looked at me dead in my eye. Yeah, man. What do you mean? You think it's not? You think because certain things change that this? I'm like, yes. I try to make it simple for him. I'm like, okay. This is what you're saying to me. If 100 men were inside a room in the 60s, and 60 of them died, he goes, yeah. And today, 100 men are inside that same room, and 5 of them die. Which one was worse? Just stare him in his eye, just intensely. He goes, someone died, so it's still the same. I'm like, yo, you are a fucking moron. It's just simple.
He was playing with you.
No, he's not. He was
playing with you.
No, he's dead. He's bro.
You can't tell me he was being serious.
Bro, he's dead serious, bro. He went outside, pointed at someone. Does this make sense to you? I'm like, yo, bro. First off, she's from the Philippines. She don't know shit about fucking American history. I mean, if she does, but I don't expect her to speak for me. Right? Like, her agreeing with you doesn't mean that you're right. It just means they're both stupid. That's all that means to me. Right? And you know, I had an interesting conversation. Ishmael asked us to come to the podcast. I'm having him come.
Have him come. Yeah. I have an idea for like making that.
So I was telling, I had a conversation with Ish. I'm like, I'm not good with dealing with people that live in separate realities from me. And he's like, what do you mean? Because he was telling me something about his girlfriend and this and that, and about her college, how everything's going online, right? What he found out about everything going online in February. Okay. Right? So she had from February till now to realize this shit's going to be online. And he was talking about a conversation about her processing the fact that it's going to be online. And he was asking me, and he had asked her, what do you need help processing, right? And she responded with, I feel like I'm being lectured to, or something along those lines, right? And that conversation made me realize I'm not good with people that can't deal with reality.
Okay, well, what was her problem?
The reality they should do the shit online, but that's been the reality of it since February.
Right.
Because I don't get that shit.
Because I understood if maybe it was before the pandemic hit,
and then something along the line she said. He told me, she said she wants to allow herself to hate it. She wants to allow herself to hate it.
I think,
which means she's approaching it from a negative light. He's like, no. And this is when me and him goes back and forth with semantics all the time. He said no, because saying that she hates it and allowing herself to hate it is two different things. I'm like, no, this is where you're wrong. Because had she said, I'm going to allow myself to love it, that's a whole different context of the conversation. It's not the same thing. Allowing yourself to hate it means you're already going into it with a negative mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
see, and this is why we need a women in the podcast, because we know that we don't understand women. Their logic is different from ours. Sam, you're older than me. You know this. Their logic is different.
I understand that, but I'm not good with people that don't
Maybe
there's
something that you're missing because you're not a woman. Maybe there's something you're not.
So what about Edwin is a man? Edwin, the guy I had the conversation with about is America as racist as it was in the 60s. He was a man. He lives in a whole separate pocket dimension of reality. You know what?
It's different.
I said that's not the Affordable Care Act. What's the law that allows black people to go into certain colleges?
Coño. But it affects everybody, right? It's not just black people.
Yeah, so it allows black people to go into colleges and it blocks other people from going into colleges.
And the Asian people? It's the same?
Asian, like basically Asian people.
I'm not searching this.
Fuck, I'm forgetting the name of the law. But he was like, see, that's a sign of racism. I'm like, okay, but that's the only racist policy I can really think of right now. He was like, but racism is racism. And since that exists, that means racism still exists. And since racism still exists, that means we're still the same way we was in the 60s. I'm like, what?
Unless it's called equal chance?
No, I forget what it's called. Something with an A, though.
Whatever. You guys figure it out.
Yeah.
Affirmative... No, forget it.
No, affirmative action.
Yeah.
Affirmative action, that's what it's called, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, bro. So I was like... And then I was sitting in the car. And with Ish, I have a lot of this conversation with Ish, by the way. And it's funny when I talk to Ish, I talk about the conversation me and you have a lot too.
See, that's why we need to bring him here.
Yeah.
I promise. We'll figure it out.
And I told him, it's crazy that people think racism is the way you're raised problem. I'm like, because it's not.
Mm.
He goes, and this is the first time he ever heard a take like this. And he was like, yo, Sam, what do you mean?
Wait, what do you mean? That's a racism?
The racism isn't the way you're raised problem.
Racism is not the way you raise the problem.
Racism isn't the way you're raised problem. It's part of it, but it's not all of it.
You mean racism is not the way you're raised?
It's not just the way you're raised.
Of course, no, yeah.
So, he was like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I think of two other situations why racism exists. Mm-hmm. And he goes, why? I'm like, well, one could be very simple. One could be just simple repulsion. And he goes, what do you mean? I'm like, well, are you repulsed by anything? Is it something that when you see it, you just naturally just, like people with heights or certain things?
Nappy hair.
Okay, wow. But the point I was trying to make, well, that could be one simple reason for it. Mm-hmm. And if someone has it and they just pass it down to other people, and it's like, what do you do about that? Mm-hmm. I'm like, two, racism in a point of time would have kept you alive. I had this conversation with an Uber driver when I was going to the airport in New Jersey to go to Texas. Mm-hmm. It was talking about education in America and racism and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know why I was having such a deep conversation, because he was telling me he was from the Ivory Coast in Africa. Mm-hmm. And I explained to him, if Africa had been united or was united now, they would be the most powerful country in the world. Mm-hmm. Like, they have the most natural resources. They would become the most powerful country in the world. Mm-hmm. Right? There's only one state. There's only one country. Excuse me. They'll be the most powerful continent in the world. Because I said that wrong. Ethiopia was the only country that wasn't invaded when they took over Africa. Mm-hmm. But I like, but let's get past that. So we'll start about racism and what happened in the city, and the destruction that happened to New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll explain to him. I don't know how to solve the problem, but I talk about it a lot.
You using the Wi-Fi right now?
Are we?
No, you cunt.
Yeah, but I was like, in a point of history, racism would have kept you alive.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, well, let's talk about you, because you're very familiar with Africa. He goes, yes. I'm like, you understand how many different tribes there are? He goes, yes. I'm like, just in Nigeria, there's like a couple hundred tribes, so there's about a couple hundred different dialects. He goes, yeah. In the past, if your tribe intermingled with another tribe, the chances of you getting sick and dying was very high. Because if you guys had a code, let's go a simple code, and that code circulated amongst the people within that tribe, you guys would become immune or have immunal systems against that same type of code at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
There's no medicine. If one person stumbles across another tribe and they have a code, and they brought that code back to your tribe, you would all die. There's no medicine at this point in time. You guys will all die. Just you meeting another group of people was almost guaranteeing you death.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give another example. Like when Spain went to Mexico, had they been racist, I'll repeat it again. Had they been racist, they wouldn't have intermingled with the females of Mexico, which means they wouldn't have got syphilis, which they wouldn't have brought back to Spain. There was a big syphilis outbreak in Spain after they went to Mexico, because people didn't know syphilis was even an STD at that time until they went to Mexico. A whole new disease that no one in the world fucking knew about until that moment right there. I'm like, at a certain point in history, like I tell people, like, it depends on how big your scope of history is, because almost everything that exists today existed at one other time in life.
Mm-hmm.
A car is just a carriage with just an engine inside of it. A carriage is just a horse. Mm-hmm. A horse is just your legs. Same thing. It's just something just getting better and better and better and better and better, essentially, at the end of the day. Racism was a tool that you needed to use to survive back in the past. That's probably why it's so hardwired into certain people's brain chemistry or something. Now, I know people feel like people are okay with this, with saying that people feel like they can be a girl at birth. Mm-hmm. But the concept of the fact that you could be mentally inclined to potentially be racist at birth seems to be an impossibility within someone's head. And also, I don't care if someone thinks they're racist. If someone is racist, I don't care if someone is racist. What's the real problem is their actions. If their actions are racist, that's really where the issue comes from. The issue isn't the thought, because people, your thought, you act on your thought all the time. No, you don't. If people acted on their thoughts 24/7, every fat ass a man saw on the street, there'll be an issue. There'll be an issue worldwide if everyone acted on their thoughts. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's not the case. How many times do you want to slap someone you didn't? You feel like they deserved it? Like, people don't always act on their thoughts. We're civilized people. So I'm fine with racist people existing. I see it as a natural part of life. Just along with under racially motivated actions.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
As long as they don't do anything about it. Because you're right, there's multiple ways. Racism is not one way. It's like, one way is, through your, the way you're raised. Could be one.
That could be one way, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but there are multiple ways.
Multiple ways that racism can occur. Like, instance, right now, COVID-19. Imagine the world had been 200 years ago and we found out that the disease came from China. Everyone would look at Chinese people like, I'm not going to run that person. I will get sick and die.
Yeah. But I guess it's also, yeah, you're right. I guess it's also teaching people that to know the difference. Like, just because...
Also, that same buddy, the same guy I was talking about, his buddy, Jose, I went to high school with him. He said something along the lines of, because I was asking him, so only one type of people can be racist? He was like, oh yeah, I don't believe in reverse racism. Like, what the fuck is reverse racism? He was like, when a minority is racist towards a majority. I'm like, that's not reverse racism. He was like, what is that? Racism. It's a reverse nothing. It's not an Uno card you just put down.
Reverse.
That's not what's happening right now. It's just the same thing, just someone else doing it. You know, like the people live in two different realities.
You had some good times.
Hmm?
You had some good times in high school.
Oh, this is recent. Oh, these conversations were recent. These conversations were within like last week. I went to the pool.
There's no way in fucking hell he was serious. He was joking.
He was dead eyes, bro. Looked me dead in the eye.
He's just like Ben Shapiro when he was saying the P word. He was fucking joking.
When he said the P word.
You didn't see the meme?
Nah.
Jesus. He basically did a reaction to the P word, to WAP. And he was like, he basically took it super seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked his wife that he's a doctor, that if this is a medical condition, and he was like, these women are not right, they're not correct. They have a medical condition, they gotta get checked immediately. So in my head, I'm like, there's no way in fucking hell. He's fucking with you guys. He's fucking with you guys. There's no way
But he is probably fucking with them, though.
He has to be fucking with them. Nobody will ever, no. I refuse to believe
Ben is funny. He's a funny guy.
He has like, it's because you don't expect it.
Yeah, you don't expect it. But he is a funny guy.
But I think people took it seriously because after that, he started talking about like, this is what this society is trying to teach you about like how women are supposed to be empowered.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what people confuse as like, is he being serious? And I think he was just fucking with people. It's not only, it's no way in hell he took that seriously.
Anything else we have to talk about?
There's Masai Ujiri.
He's a comedian, right?
No, right? This is the head of the basketball operations of the Raptors.
Okay.
So I don't know if you remember last year during the finals when the Raptors won,
Mm-hmm.
there was a problem with him and a security guard.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
So basically there was a problem with security guard. The security guard said that he pushed him and then he started the whole fight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then he got sued, Masai got sued for whatever money, but then they found that freaking stadium is full of fucking cameras. So they had a body cam from the security guard and cameras of the stadium, and they realized that it was the security guard who pushed them. You gotta watch the video because you don't know what the fuck is being said, but Masai is coming to the court because they won. So he's like, hey, listen, I'm at the basketball operations, whatever, with the Raptors. I'm going into the court. I think the security guard kind of felt something. He pushed them, and then a whole scuffle happened. And yeah, now the truth came out that Masai didn't do anything.
But the security guard won the lawsuit.
No, he didn't. Well, now there's
So the lawsuit didn't finish yet.
no.
Okay, that's what I was curious about. Like, had he won the money and then that video would have came out?
No, he didn't want it because now it's impossible for him to win.
Because
Because
he's wasting that money on a
in a lawsuit. Because now he's gonna get sued back probably. Like
He's probably gonna get sued back. He just has to pay that lawyer fee.
I mean, if I'm Masai, I will fucking sue his ass. Fuck you starting this whole shit for something you started. I don't know what the problem.
But the thing is with that, like the thing is if you sue him back, you'd have to sue him back on character destruction or
Defamation of character.
Yeah, defamation of character. But you'd have to prove how much money you lost from what he did to you. And that's when Taylor Swift was gonna do that. When Taylor Swift was gonna do that to Kanye,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not sure how that court case is still going.
Mm-hmm.
But remember when he said, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. I made that bitch famous,
Mm-hmm.
or like that. And she said something about it. Like, you can't just call me a bitch and say something I didn't say. Cause she had call. They had a call and Kanye asked her, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. You know why? I made her famous.
Mm.
But he never added the whole bitch part or whatever like that to her. And she said, oh, no, I think that's cool. Just as long as that's all you're going to say, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
They recorded the conversation. He made a song, but he added stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she could win a lawsuit. If she wins a lawsuit against him, he's going to be paying her like hundreds of $millions every year.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's something that you can directly link to her popularity. That their beef, like firstly with the whole taking away her mic and like 2008 or 9, whenever the fuck that shit happened.
No, he did that.
Yeah, and then that too. That's a bag. I'm not sure if that lawsuit's still going on,
Mm-hmm.
but if it is still going on, if she wins that, she doesn't make a song. Anytime a song doesn't perform as good as it should, she can say it's because of what he did, essentially. every song that doesn't perform the
That's
way
crazy,
she wants. That is insane,
Bro,
bro.
you fuck up.
And she sold like $1 million albums 1 week before. So anytime that she doesn't perform that, she can say that shit, bro. Oh my god, that's crazy.
No, that's what you get. You're trying to be funny.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
She gonna stress that man out. He gonna end up.
I mean, them fucker's already crazy. Will you sue his ass? He's already losing his mind.
Kanye?
Kanye.
I don't think Kanye's losing him.
I think so.
You think so?
Didn't he break up with Kardashian or something like that? They're gonna break
Yeah,
up.
bro. But he does this every time he's about to sell something.
They break up?
Like, things just gonna go crazy. Just blah blah blah. He does this every time he's about
No,
to
but
sell
like
something.
divorcing Kim.
Not even just Kim. He's. I remember one time we started talking about Jay-Z, how Jay-Z don't talk to him no more, just not blah blah blah.
Yeah,
He was talking about right now like he misses Jay-Z, his brother. Then there was another time, you remember he was talking about Mark Zuckerberg and all these people investing in money. I'm gonna be the new Walt Disney. Remember? Excuse me. He always does this shit. Every time he's about to sell something, he always does this shit. He's not going crazy. It's all a marketing. At least to me, it seems like a marketing.
Listen, bro, you just told me that the white vagina is a powerful being, and I believe that he just couldn't do it no more.
You think so? You think it's finally destroying him?
I think it's
It
fine.
took about like 4 or 5 kids.
You know, it takes your soul. Each time he had a kid, like a part of him just,
True about his soul.
yeah,
It's crazy.
that soul he sold to the devil.
I mean, Ray J stopped being famous after he had sex with her too. Remember?
Who?
Ray J?
Ray J, what happened to the basketball player Lamar Odom? I don't know what's
I think he's married again, isn't he? Lamar Odom's married. I think he has a podcast or something.
I mean, he had to, but after how many years it took him to recover?
He was a crack addict.
Yeah, how many years took it to recover? Imagine.
He was probably a crack addict before Chloe though. I think that's her name, Chloe.
No,
Probably most likely.
no, probably not. Probably she fed him the heroin and shit.
You think so?
Yeah, bunch of fucking steroids trying to make it the
No,
best
I think
basketball
he was a
player.
crack addict before that.
I think he just lost it. Just too much punani.
He was never really a good basketball player.
But I feel like the little bit of skill he had, it was just robbed of him when he just gave it up.
I mean, he was doing crack already, man. He got money, he just started doing crack.
Yeah, but the vagina, bro. The vagina is a powerful influencer. The vagina is the most
I don't
powerful
think he
currency.
needed the vagina to influence him. I think that crack thing was a road he was going down regardless.
The vagina is a powerful currency. It's worth more than money.
I always laugh at the world, man. Always laugh at feminists.
Listen,
That
bro,
on one hand,
wars have
don't
started
demean
with vagina.
women, and then OnlyFans,
And then the
I'm like-
WAP.
and then the WAP. I'm like, I'm not sure what you guys want.
Listen, bro, wars have been started for the vagina. I'm pretty sure some wars have started for the vagina.
Probably for like a queen or something like that.
From Queen. The Queen sword.
Isn't that what the whole Troy movie was about? They stole a princess, something like that. A whole war started because of that shit.
Imagine that shit. Imagine you.
That's where they made the Trojan horse. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Isn't that ironic?
Crazy.
That the whole Trojan horse to be used as a condom now happened because he stole a woman. That's so. I never put that shit together.
Just to
until now.
penetrate the wall.
Just to penetrate the wall. Look at that.
Look at that.
Just a tip, and then all the little demons started spilling out.
It was oh shit.
Started destroying them walls.
Oh,
There's
my
a fire in
God.
that shit.
Oh, but I mean, I guess last thing, who the fuck is Kamala Harris? I
Listen,
don't know
man.
shit. Who the fuck is she? She's a cop, apparently.
She was a prosecutor. She's put away like 1,500 people, man.
So,
a lot of them black.
Someone called her a hoe.
Oh,
Some
Rush Limbaugh.
No, because Rush Limbaugh was reading something that some photographer for the Houston Rockets said. It was Joe Biden and
So someone else said that? I heard
Yeah.
Rush said that.
he said it, but he was reading it for. Yeah, he was just.
Oh, so
paraphrasing.
this is why you don't listen to Twitter, bro, because everyone on Twitter was saying that he called her a hoe.
No, he was just reading something that somebody else said.
Come on, bro. So,
Verbatim, basically.
because they were saying he just won a Medal of Honor type shit, because Medal of Freedom, like that, from Trump and stuff like that. I was like, damn, he called her a hoe. I was like, I can't say nothing about that. But apparently he was reading something.
He was reading something. He was reading.
That's funny.
He was reading a tweet or
You
something
know, man,
that.
if she's a hoe, she's a hoe, though.
Joe and a hoe.
She a hoe. You know?
Gotta get that WAP.
Listen, man.
I mean, we have Cardi B.
If she got the WAP, she got the WAP.
Damn. But that's crazy. He called her a hoe.
We're talking about the vice president, or
I know.
potentially the vice president of
Of
the
the
United
country.
States. But I don't think she's gonna be white. Oh.